I got a crick in my neck, limp in my step, cramping in my muscles every time I try to flex. Been broken, not really in the right mindset to see no pain.
What is up, YouTube in the building blocks? This is your boy Block. This is Block Fitness. Well, not really fitness today, but I do want to tell you guys something. So yesterday made a full year that I stopped smoking cigarettes. I'm gonna give myself a round of applause. That is a huge deal for me. For you guys that don't know, I'll give you a little insight on the background of me smoking cigarettes. So, starting when I was about mid-17, just something I picked up. It was every once in a while type of ordeal, maybe for like a week. Then it became, I was smoking cigars, so like Black & Mild cigars for like once a day. Then it got to a point where I was smoking like 2 a day. And then 3 a day, and then that switched over to cigarettes when I moved to Chicago for college. So, I moved up to Chicago the summer of 2010, and there was times where I ran out of Black & Milds, and I didn't have, ways to get around like that, just my skateboard. So, I wasn't skating too far, but I didn't really know where to find, Black & Milds that was close to me, so a lot of the area was, I was spread out. Make a long story short, cigarettes were a lot more available to me with, all the students that were around. People were constantly selling them on the corner just because it's a lot bigger city than where I come from. So people are constantly selling them. All my college buddies smoke them. So they were easier to get. So I wasn't stressing out about not having a Black & Mild or even being broke. Shit, I was a broke college student. So, I worked, but still broke, so just being able to bum a cigarette off of somebody. So then that turned into a pack a day habit. Long story short, like I said, so that lasted for about 8 years. Last year was the breaking point for me. I went and played basketball for the first time in about 2.5 years. So I was real active when I was still back home in Illinois. When I moved to Iowa, work consumed me, and just trying to figure out life here in Iowa just kind of got the best of me, so I wasn't as active. I was working out every once in a while, but wasn't active like I was, back home in Illinois. I would play basketball at least once or twice a week. Back in Illinois, I was boxing 3 days a week. So, yeah, I was smoking while I was boxing. So, so I wasn't as active. So, being active and smoking cigarettes, not saying that smoking is not harmful either way, but I did not notice how harmful smoking cigarettes were to me because I was active. Of course, I probably could have been a lot better endurance-wise and, just overall health-wise, but I didn't notice it. I was still young and still very active. When I moved here to Iowa, I wasn't active. So I got invited to play basketball from some buddies at work, and I got on the court, played a couple games. By the time that the games were about over, I couldn't breathe. I couldn't breathe at all. And I've had asthma, but my asthma hasn't bothered me much in the past years. And I noticed, that wasn't to blame. I sat on the bench in the bleachers, and I was just like, damn, like my chest is so tight right now. I can't breathe. I was drinking water, and I still couldn't breathe. And I literally thought I was going to die. I thought I was going to die. I thought I was really going to die out there that day from playing ball. Something that I grew up doing. Something that, I enjoyed doing. Just being active in general. I was active for once in a long time, and I thought I was going to die. And the first thing I thought about was, it's the fucking cigarettes. It is the cigarettes. That's to blame, And that day, I told myself, I'm done smoking. I thought about lighting one up once I got in the car, and I didn't. I got home, I threw away my cigarettes. I broke them in half and threw them away. And I said, from this day on, I will never smoke a cigarette again. And here I am. Here I am, man. That day was life-changing for me, honestly, because I don't think you realize how much damage smoking does for you while you're doing it. You don't realize, man, I'm kind of getting emotional thinking about it. You don't realize how different life is once you get rid of something toxic. Not saying that I don't still do shit that's not good for me, but cigarettes consume so much of my life. Every couple, every hour I was smoking a cigarette. Every, 30 minutes to an hour I was smoking a cigarette. When I got stressful or when I got stressed out, I was smoking. When I got hungry and didn't want to eat, I was smoking. Whenever I got mad, I smoked. Smoking was just a great excuse for me a great excuse for anything else that I had going on. Rather than dealing with this situation, I'll go smoke really quick. That it made me stink. Like, I never realized how bad I smelled, when I smoked cigarettes. I can't stand the smell now. I used to smoke in my apartment for years, and it's just crazy to think that I lived like that. My eyes used to water all the time. I used to get sick all the time. Nose used to run all the time. And I think that was literally because I just sat in my apartment and smoked and smoked and smoked and smoked and smoked. And I was allergic to smoke. And I did not care because I was smoking. I was smoking cigarettes, and that was something I was addicted to doing. Yes, I was addicted to smoking cigarettes. And now, I'm in such a better place. The car that I currently drive now has not been smoked in. It's the first car that I've ever had that I haven't smoked in. Just my clothes smell better. My breathing is better. I was able to put on weight that I was trying to put on for years, being into fitness and still being active. Like I said, I was always into fitness. I've been into fitness for about 6 years now, maybe. And I was smoking cigarettes then and was constantly, figuring out why I couldn't make gains. Why can't I gain weight? And a buddy of mine told me at one of my old jobs, he said, you won't gain weight until you stop smoking. I learned that the hard way. And I was like, yeah, whatever. I didn't believe him. I gained about 32 pounds in the first 3 months that I stopped smoking cigarettes. I went from about 128 to 165 and then maintained a weight of about 168 for the next few months until I start cutting back weight again. Food tastes better to me. Just everything, tastes better, smell better, because it didn't smell like smoke. It didn't smell like cigarette smoke. And like I said, now I can't, stand the smell of it. I don't understand how I ever did it, and I'm glad I'm to that point in my life where it was like, shit, like, wake up call. And a lot of people will say, you didn't even smoke that long. Shit, 8 years of smoking cigarettes is a very long time, especially at a pack a day. When you go from smoking, a couple of Black and Milds a day or, one cigarette a day to a month later or a couple of weeks later, a pack a day, it's a huge difference. And actually, I was just chopping up some numbers. I'm going to give you guys some quick facts. So, at about $8 a day, when I first started smoking cigarettes, they were about $6.50. Prices jumped up. When I moved to Chicago, prices were about $11. But these numbers are, average for pretty much anywhere you go. At about $8, for a pack of cigarettes daily. That's what I was spending. On a weekly basis, I was spending about $56. That's $224 monthly. And in a year, I would have spent $2,688 on cigarettes. So that's $2,688 that I've saved since I've stopped smoking. Now, that's money. Now, as far as the amount of cigarettes that I was smoking, so a pack of cigarettes contain about 20 cigarettes. Not about, they contain 20 cigarettes a pack. That's 140 cigarettes a week. That's 560 cigarettes a month. And 6,720 cigarettes a year. That's 6,720 cigarettes in a year. That is a lot of fucking cigarettes being smoked in a year. That was, 6,720 cigarettes less that I would have put in my body, damaging my body even more. So with that being said, like I said, I feel better, I look better, I'm living better, and man, if you smoke, I highly encourage you to find a way to stop. To find a way to stop. Like I said, I just dropped it. I quit cold turkey, and it was one of the hardest things I've ever done. That first week was really bad. I was feeling nauseous at points. Felt like I was going to throw up at other points. I was really agitated. There was some times where, I had the shakes, and that felt severe, like a severe case. But keep in mind, I also didn't have any other thing to bounce back on. Some people quit cigarettes and still do things like drink coffee or drink soda. I wasn't drinking any soda, and I still barely do. Only time I do is if I'm mixing it with alcohol. I wasn't drinking caffeine at the time. Now I do. I drink, Monsters here and there, or a cup of coffee. But I wasn't really drinking any caffeine. Wasn't drinking any soda. I had nothing else to fall back on. Cigarettes were my addiction. So, quitting that at that moment, not having anything to replace that, made it really hard. But that was something I did. Something I chose to do. That was something I knew would better myself. So, like I said, if you smoke, I highly encourage you to find a way to stop. Find something that you enjoy better. Or even just look at how your life could be different if you didn't smoke. I know people that smoked for 15, 20 years and still do it, or quit and go back to it. And I just don't understand how after you stop doing it, how you could go back to it. I can never see myself smoking. And I know, some may say it's early, dude. You've only been cigarette free for a year. You have time to go. But man, the first 3 months I was done smoking cigarettes, I had no urge to smoke. I damn sure don't have an urge to smoke anymore. I don't see how I could, with how much better my life has gotten and how much I've progressed in my fitness journey. So find a way to quit. Find something that's better than that. I quit smoking and I picked up my fitness 2 times heavier. That was my addiction. That's my addiction. Cigarettes were no longer, and fitness became my everything. So I just wanted to let you guys know a little bit about my journey and stop smoking. Share it with you guys. Like I said, I'm excited. I'm happy. It's a big deal for me, and I encourage you to kick it too if you can. Or not if you can't, kick it, because I know you can if you do smoke. Thank you guys for tuning in to the rant. Next video, I'm gonna give you some workout. I don't know if I'm gonna show you another shoulder workout. I do really want to get a leg workout on film for you guys. I have tiny ass legs, but I definitely do work my legs, and I have some good leg workouts. So a good routine that I like to follow. So again, thank you guys. Thanks for the love and support. Help me build the channel. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Click the notification button so you can get notified when I do post. Thank you guys. I love you. Peace. It might be